Hello and welcome to another edition of Broncos Talk Sports Totally Soccer Edition. We're missing someone today. Our
Jason.
goalkeeper, our analyst, Jason Treos, is not here today, but we do have Sergi Monso. Good to see you,
That's
Sergi.
the important thing.
That's the most important thing, that we have this man here in the studio with us today. So much to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is Real Madrid and Tottenham. We said Tottenham should be scared going into this, Halloween, derby, but Tottenham really stepped their game up. 3-0 they beat Real Madrid.
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
But I don't count Ronaldo's goals.
Yeah, that's
Come
true.
on.
So 3 now. Yeah,
3-0.
right. I told you guys, I was confident about the Spurs. I think they're a really good team. I've been saying this these past weeks, and I'm gonna keep repeating myself for the next few weeks too. They have really young players who understand the concept already because Pochettino, the coach, has been there, I think, at least 4 years, at least. So I think they're doing really well, especially Dele Alli, one of my favorite players, to be honest.
Really?
Yes. I really like Harry
Dele
Kane.
Alli.
I really like Harry Kane too. I like Harry Kane better than Dele Alli. But
He's close to your heart as a fellow striker. You gotta
Yes.
love him.
Yes. But Dele Alli is really good at FIFA, so that's why I really like him.
Because he's a beast to do. But that you beg a good question. You make a good point. Tottenham weren't always as feared on the Champions League stage as they are this year.
Mhm.
In years past, they have been really poor,
Mhm.
and they've exited in the group stage. This year, however, they had a similarly big group. Dortmund, Real Madrid, and then Apoel.
They're going to make it for sure. I think.
But
Mhm.
I think they'll make it as well. But what has changed in the past couple of years that makes Spurs suddenly? They're already good domestically. We've known that.
Mhm.
We've known that for quite a while. But what's made them suddenly good on the Champions League stage?
I think, as I just said, the system is actually getting into their brains. That's the most important part of a soccer player. People don't understand that you really need to be good with your brain first. Because let's say a ball gets to you first, and then you just control the ball and look up. No, you already need to know where you're gonna pass the ball, and especially in positioning defensively. I think that's the things that from day one to day whatever it is right now for Tottenham, you keep improving now, and that's what's making them better. But I still think that they're gonna struggle, in February or March when things get tough in the league, in the FA Cup, in the Champions League. So I think they're gonna struggle there.
The more competitions you add, the tougher
Yep.
it's going to get for them. They
Yeah.
don't have a lot of squad depth,
Mhm.
Tottenham.
That's what
you
I
know,
meant.
If
Mhm.
Kane gets injured, it's always a big worry for them because they rely on him for a lot of their goals. But I
Yeah.
agree with you personally because I'm an Arsenal fan. I just hope Tottenham tanks anytime they're.
I like Tottenham. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just hope they tank sometime, but I do agree with you that they have an issue with squad
Mhm.
depth, so we'll have to see that if that affects them. Elsewhere in the Champions League, a couple of big fixtures that we won't discuss, but we'll just mention Manchester City beating Napoli 4-2. Sergio Aguero getting the record-breaking goal for Man City, most goals scored ever. 178 goals he has now. 179 goals he made it against Arsenal this weekend. So I was sad about that. But he scored the record-breaking goal against Napoli this past week. Other games, Olympiacos tying Barcelona 0-0. We watched this after we had finished recording. What happened,
Yes,
Sergi?
we did. They had the chances to score, but as I said before, Luis Suarez he's just not feeling it, man. Every chance he gets, not only in the Champions League, in the actual domestic league too, he's missing a lot of chances, and it's really annoying right now. It's getting to the point
I
where
can tell.
it's annoying for the fans. You can see it in the stadium too. People are man, just score the goal. It's not that hard. I mean, it is a little bit hard, but for a striker from his level, he should score those, man.
I agree with you. But it finished 0-0. Another kind
Mhm.
of interesting game. Roma beating Chelsea 3-0 in the Eternal City. Roma showing them how it's done, showing the English champions, that is. Manchester United beating Benfica 2-0.
Mhm.
That was an easy game. Not much to talk about there. I want to move to domestic shores, to MLS. And this past weekend were MLS playoffs. There was a lot of missed calls, missed refereeing decisions, missed penalty calls, missed fouls. And that begs the question of video replays. The NFL has it, MLB has it, NBA, all the big four American leagues have it. even MLS has it, but soccer worldwide is still struggling to kind of adapt to this. We've kind of stepped forward with the watches that will buzz if it's a goal line technology they call it, but we haven't quite progressed to video replay. Do you think video replay technology for soccer is good or bad or somewhere in between?
I'm kind of somewhere in between, but more to the bad side of it. Because, I mean, as you said, like, the goal line technology, I think that's fine. You know, I think, like, if a team scores a goal or whatever, I think the ref deserves to know if it is a goal or not. But, I don't know, man, like, missed penalties, missed fouls, that's just part of the game. You know, and then if for every, like, little contact in the box, you're going to go to the, what is it called, VAR.
VAR, yeah.
Man, like, you're just gonna kill the flow of the game. And soccer is a really fast-paced game, and like it's all about momentum. And you know, let's say a team has had the possession of the ball for like 5-10 minutes, and they're about to score. They had chances, and like you kill the flow of the game with the VAR. Like, you know, I don't think it's good for soccer.
I agree personally. Yeah, I agree with you again. I think, you know, every other sport doesn't have so much flow to it. Soccer, 45 minutes before there's a break, there's flow to the game. You know, it ebbs and flows. Teams attack, teams defend. Having video replay and they got to stop for a minute and, oh, you know, someone's reviewing it and we're going to get a call on our headset. It just doesn't work, I think. And VAR and MLS has been wrong many times. We've seen that. And so I don't know.
That's the crazy part.
I don't know. It was supposed to solve issues, but it's kind of created more issues as we're supposed to have these all-knowing people reviewing the plays, and they're still calling it wrong, even though it's clear penalties on replays. So I just think that goal line technology is where I draw the line. I think it's good if a goal is ruled back because it didn't cross the line. Kind of gives some drama, especially if you're watching games, and it shows that overhead, oh, there's a little bit of the ball that hasn't crossed the line. I love that. But anything more, calling back fouls, calling back penalties, I'm not a fan of. You're not a fan of.
Me neither.
But it's going to be at the World Cup next year. And so big changes are afoot in FIFA. We'll have to see how video replay technology affects the game that we love. I hope it doesn't change it too much. We'll have to see. A lot to talk about in the coming weeks with lots of games, Champions League, English Premier League, La Liga. We'll be back next week with another edition of Broncos Talk Sports. For now, goodbye.